give him all the glory and all the honor for the great thing he has done for us. Thank God for that, bit of worship. We give God the glory. We are alive today in the land of the living. You are alive watching me. We all need to give God glory and honor. So many people that want to, live, to have this such opportunity, they are nowhere to be found. But thank God we are alive in the land of the living. To God be the glory. I thank God for your life once again. This is the platform End Time Teaching and Worship. God bless you as you listen to me. As we move direct without wasting our time, and we want to discuss about whose voice do you hear? And many people, wake up and say that they hear God's instruction. God said this and God said that to them and all that. Now, whose voice do you hear? And what sort of instruction that you receive from God? All right. Now, without wasting time, we want to go straight to the Bible, Exodus chapter 3 from verse 1. And I read Exodus chapter 3 from verse 1. It said, And now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the backside of the desert. The other interpretation said Moses went into desert. Into desert, that's inside the desert. You understand? The Spirit of God, like the Spirit of God led Jesus from the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. Now that the same Spirit of God, lead Moses to enter inside the dark side of the desert, to come to the mountain of the Lord. There's a particular place which God wants Moses to stay, so he can able to communicate to Moses, because he don't want any distraction. He just wants Moses to focus on him, because God has a very powerful and a very heavy assignment to give to Moses. Then he needs Moses to be focused before God now gave him the assignment. Okay, now let's move forward. Now, verse 2. It said, And angels of the Lord appeared into him as what? As a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. And he behold the bush burning with fire, and the bush was not consumed. The angels of God appear to Moses. Moses have already reached in a particular place. Now, the angels of God appear to Moses as what? As a flame of fire. Moses is seeing bush burning, but the amazing thing is that bush that Moses is seeing burning is not consumed. The leaf is not. It's just fresh, greenish, fresh. That is what attracts Moses. You understand? Something must attract you. God must surely. For God to, calls you, that must be attract. Something must attract you to God, so that God can do or pass that message. Now, the angels of God appears like a flame of fire, so he can able to pass the message. All right. Now, Moses was seeing a burning bush, and this is not the first time Moses seeing the burning bush. Moses, as one taking care of. The reason thing in this one is that the bush is burning, but the leaf is still fresh. Do you get me? Now, let's move further. 3. And Moses said, I will now turn aside this great sign, why the bush is not burnt. Moses was so amazing. Other bush burnt everything, but this one is burnt, but the whole leaf is fresh. That is what God used to do, what attract Moses, so that Moses can be focused. 4. And when the Lord saw that Moses turned aside to see, and God called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. When God discovered that Moses has already gone forth, because Moses have not seen such thing in his life. Could you imagine? And that is the only thing that God, because if God appears in a sign of anything, maybe fish or water, whatever, the history of Moses, how he came to existence, because Moses was born and thrown inside the river, and Moses was floating inside the river, so he has already mastered river thing. You understand? So God now look around and said, what will I use to bring this guy to focus, to bring this guy's focus? When you come to fight, Moses can fight. So God in his wisdom, he said, let me use this system to attract Moses, so that Moses can focus on me. That is why he appeared in that fire, burning bush. But nothing happened to that bush. Bush was fresh as anything else. That is what attracted Moses. He said, wow, what kind of thing is that? And Moses focused on that thing. Now God start passing that message. Now, if you go down more further, let me just go to 4. And when the Lord saw that Moses turned aside to see, and God unto him, and God called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. When God discovered that Moses has already gone forth, because Moses have not seen such thing in his life. Could you imagine? And that is the only thing that God, because if God appears in a sign of, anything, maybe fish or water, whatever, the history of Moses, how he came to existence, because Moses was born and thrown inside the river, and Moses was floating inside the river, so he has already mastered river thing. You understand? So God now look around and said, what will I use to bring this guy to focus, to bring this guy's focus? When you come to fight, Moses can fight. So God in his wisdom, he said, let me use this system to attract Moses so that Moses can focus on me. That is why he appeared in that fire, burning bush. But nothing happened to that bush. Bush was fresh as anything else. That is what attracted Moses. He said, wow, what kind of thing is that? And Moses focused on that thing. Now God start passing that message. Now, if you go down more further, let me just go to 5. That's Exodus chapter 3. Verse 5. And he said, draw not near either. God told Moses, draw not either. Do you know why God said don't draw near, stay where you are? Because Moses is the kind of, when he sees surprise, he need to touch it. Other bush, listen and listen good. Other bush, you discover when bush is burning, the heat of that fire, the heat from that burning bush will not even allow you as a human being to run closer. If you see where bush is burning, you will try to go back so that the heat will not affect you. But in this case, God's trying to draw the Moses focus. You see that as the bush is burning, there is nothing like heat. That is what tears Moses. Moses said, the bush is burning, there is no heat. The whole atmosphere calm. The whole weather is calm. What kind of fire is this? Now, Moses was watching. As Moses was watching and trying to focus what is going on, because heat is supposed to be coming from that flame of fire. There is no heat. The atmosphere was calm and cool. Moses said, no. Before you know, God called Moses. And when God called Moses, he said, don't draw near, because Moses has started drawing near, because Moses is the type that when you see surprise, you need to go and see exactly, so that if he can tell the story, he can able to tell the story very well. And Moses is the type. He start coming closer, because if God allow him to come closer, he may even come and touch that. But God said, God knows the heart of man. He knows the heart of Moses. I said, hey, Moses, stop there. Don't come either further. Stay where you are. Because where you are standing is a holy ground. Now, he said, put off your shoe from your feet. Some people misunderstand this place. God said, Moses, where you are now, this atmosphere is a holy ground. You need to pull off your shoe. Do you know the meaning of pull off your shoe? Moses, pull off your shoe. Total surrender, total submission. Pull off your shoe. The Bible says, wherever the sole of our feet touched, we are already possessed of that place. Now, God was teaching me something one day. He said, do you know that our foot, our sole of our feet is the gateway of our body, is the gateway of our spirit man, is the gateway of our body. That means that your toes normally match on the ground. God told me, say, that is the gateway of your body. And no wonder he told Moses, says, Moses, pull off your sandal, remove your sandal, allow your toes to touch on the ground, because God is about to do what? Do some rehabilitation. God wants to renew a lot of things in the life of Moses. He wants to change foundation. He wants to deal with the foundation of Moses, because he knows that Moses is going for a very important assignment. That is why God first dealt with Moses. For God to send you for an errand, for God to send you to pass a message for you, God must surely put in you. God's foundation need to be crushed down for God to lay another foundation. Like what happened in the case of David. God was handling David. in the bush with what? With bears and lion. Tearing lions as no man's business. So my question is, what attracts you? Whose voice do you hear? What attracts you? What attracts you? Because Moses, what attracts Moses is what? The burning bush. What attracts David is what? Goliath was talking nonsense, cursing the children of God. David to run. David said, what? David had never experienced where somebody is cursing the children of Israel. The nations of God, the people that God has separated apart. David, in all his entire life, had never heard someone cursing them. But when you hear it from Goliath, he said, how dare this man need to die with? And when David saw Goliath, and remember lion and what? And bear, where God, brought him from. He's not even care about Goliath. David is curious. What will happen anyone that will defeat this man? What kind of price king have already put in place? They say, king will give the daughter for free, and that person will not pay tax, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. Yes. Lion and bear are very difficult animal. This one, I will use this one for pepper soup, and you know how the story ends. You're right. Now, God told Moses, remove your shoes. So let me deal with your foundation. I have to deal with your foundation because you have a lot of foundations you are going to repair. First of all, for you to repair other foundation, I have to repair your foundation. Whose voice do you hear? What attracts you? Have God dealt with your foundation? Have your foundation been dealt with? Or are you still operating in the old foundation, trying to do the work of your master, trying to do the work that God has given to you, hand over to you? It cannot work. The old foundation must be destroyed. Now, when God passed the whole information to Moses, he said, Moses, oh yeah, it's a high time to go. Moses was a little confused. He said, where I'm going is a tough country. Well, I know Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a very stubborn person. If I appear to Pharaoh, what will I tell him who sent me? God's okay. And what signs? What? Because I know that man. That man is a very strong and very powerful man. The Lord said, don't worry. I'm going to show you a sign. Do you know what God said? God said, Moses, what is your hand? When you read from that Exodus chapter 4, verse 2 down, you confirm because you don't have much time to go through it now. He said, what is your hand? He said, I said, throw it out. Became what? That rod of Moses became serpent. Do you know the meaning of that rod became serpent? Why can't you ask yourself, why that serpent, the rod of Moses, turned to fish or any other animal, except that rod of Moses turned to serpent? It simply means God is trying to teach Moses. The kingdom or the foundation you are about to destroy or you are about to visit, I want to deposit my power in you so that you go there and disgrace Pharaoh and his people. Because Pharaoh is dealing with the foundation of serpent. Because the Bible said that the devil is the old serpent. You understand? Do you get what I'm saying? That is what the Bible said. The Bible said the seed of a woman will do what? Will bruise the head of the serpent. That is the reason why the rod of Moses turned to serpent. It could have turned to any other thing. But God allowed that staff of Moses to turn to serpent because serpent, Moses is about to deal with serpent. Devil is the God of this world. And God knows quite all right. The Bible says something. The Bible said, the sign shall do what? The sign shall follow them that do what? That believed. There must be a sign. If you are called, genuinely called of God, there must be a sign. Okay? Now, what happened? When Moses threw that staff, the rod, and that rod turned to serpent. You understand what I mean? How that the reason why the serpent turned to, and the reason why the rod turned to serpent. For a reason, God trying to teach Moses. This is a serpent foundation you are going to deal with. And I want you to be masters of that. I want you to be a master of that serpent for you to have dominion here. Let me show you what you're about to see there so that you will not have fear. You will have power and dominion. And God said, oh yeah, pick that, your staff back again. David was afraid. God said, go ahead, this is your staff. Pick your staff. He said, pick it from the tail, don't pick it from the head. Do you know the reason why God said, Moses, pick it from the tail? Because all the poison of serpent, snake, is from the tail, it's not from the head. All the powers of snake is from the tail. Now God is trying to teach Moses, hold the devil by the tail. Hold, you have power and dominion. I have given you power to subdue, to destroy. As soon as Moses grabbed the serpent from the tail, it becomes staff. He said, God says, not yet enough. Oh yeah, put your hand inside your bosom, your armpit, and bring it out. It become white as snow, leprosy. Because God, He will spare. He want to destroy you, will destroy you. God, what He's trying to teach Moses, and Moses, power, life, and death is in my hand. Because I'm about to destroy image. I'm about to destroy creature which I have created. This is a sign. Any disobedient, I'm going to destroy. It's a sign of destruction. He said, put your hand into your armpit, and he put it back. The hand become as fresh as never before. My question is, whose voice do you hear? We have we these days we hear a lot of voice, a voice of marine, a voice of witches, I would say, a lot of voices. That is why when people are saying when they are fasting, praying, they want to fast, and when they pray, I now ask myself, in whom are you praying for? Because if you are not sincerely genuine born again, you want to fast and pray. As you are fast, you are just bringing this your flesh. You are bringing this your flesh. Bringing it down to subdue this your flesh down. Then your spirit man will go more higher. And there are spirits available. There are spirits, different type of spirits available. They want to make use of you. So anyone that you welcome will start working. Some perceive God is the one, using them doing a particular thing, but they don't know that that is the evil spirit in that the evil spirit that are available. Do you get what I'm saying? Right? Because I remembered, it's not quite long. I wanted to take a medicine. By the time I want to take a medicine, I had a voice, and God told me. He said, "Why can't you go to her?" He said, "Why can't you go to her?" He said, "Lord, I don't know. I want to take." He said, "This medicine you are about to drink, there are people that made this medicine, and there are spirits that backs those people that make it, the maker of this medicine. They compromise. They are not standard. They compromise." God told me, say, people that made this particular medicine that you want to drink, there is a spirit that accompanying them, and this medicine has been compromised. They have compromised making that medicine. That means it's not the standard. They are making it to make money. He said, but when you go to herb, follow my instruction. Herb is not, they have not contaminated the herb. He said the herb is the nature. The herb have never disobeyed me right from the creation of the world. As I said it at the beginning, it has been today. He said, go to herb. Herb cannot compromise. By my words, I create herb. You can't believe me. Immediately I go to herb. I can't, tell you what I experienced. God used that herb to restore my body back. Do you hear what? My question is, what type of voice do you hear? Whose voice do you say for? God bless you and remain blessed.